Metin2 is over 20 years old, brutally grindy, and it looks like it has not received a single patch since 2004. Yet, thousands still play it every day. So I finally installed the game and put myself through hell to find out why Metin2 is still successful in 2026. I cover forgotten and older free-to-play MMOs and check if they are actually relevant today. Subscribe if that's your thing. The fascination for Metin2 is really something special. It is almost meme-like. But my first impression was rather horrible. The movement is really clunky and I got stuck around 20 times in my first hour of playing. Combat, on the other hand, was oddly satisfying. You level up one of the 4 stats as you fight. The slow but steady progression feels really rewarding. The hack and slash combat makes it much more dynamic than a classic tap target system. You can actually AoE hit targets with your auto attacks. While navigating through the quests, I had my problems though. First, I had a really hard time finding the right NPC, because the map is almost useless in the game. Half the challenge isn't the quest, it's figuring out which of the 200 nearly identical wolves the game actually wants you to kill. And at some point, this feels less like bad game design and more like part of the Metin2 experience. It's like playing Where is Waldo with wolves. And something tells me that as you progress in the game, this just continues. So basically, quests in Metin2 are very simple, farming heavy and repetitive. But they are how you progress in the game. And honestly, that grind might be exactly why people still love it today. If you played Metin2 before, what made you stick with the game? The PvP, the trading, or just pure nostalgia? Looking at where the game comes from, all of this makes a lot more sense. Metin2 is a free-to-play hack-and-slash MMORPG. It launched in Korea back in 2004 and later came to Europe and North America through Gameforge. So nostalgia is basically the currency Metin2 runs on. And not only on the official servers, but also on countless private servers. The game has 3 rival kingdoms. They are the backbone of the PvP, of the world design, and they determine your starter area. One of the outstanding things Metin2 offers is the social aspect. There is no centralized auction house. Instead, players run their own shops, setting prices based on supply and demand depending on the location of the shop. It's a highly player-driven economy that makes trading and interacting way more meaningful. I haven't experienced the trading myself, but I'm curious if it's really as good as it sounds. This might be the main reason why I could stick to the game for a while, because it's definitely not the graphics or the UI. That doesn't need much explanation. Metin2 is over 20 years old, and it shows. Clunky menus, dated visuals and a client that clearly comes from another era. And I think at this point this is not a flaw anymore, it's just part of the package. As I progressed to level 5, I could spec melee or ranged on my rogue. Sorry, ninja. And honestly, I have no idea if I can respec later, but I chose melee. I kept grinding those hunting quests until I reached my level and slayed my way through hordes of wolves and boars. To be honest, I will probably drop Metin2 after a few short sessions. Maybe I will take a look into the trading, because that really sounds special. But here's the thing, despite all the flaws, I get it. The simplicity, it is intentional. The clunkiness, it is nostalgic. And the social economy sounds brilliant compared to stale centralized economies from other games. And it seems like even in 2026, many people are actively playing it. And the constant presence of gold or better yang sellers proves that there must be some decent population.